Welcome back to the channel, guys, and welcome to my madness. If you've seen the title of the video, you know why we're here. I bought this gigantic lot of 190 or so cassettes off eBay, and the idea is to go through them, figure out which ones I want to keep, which ones I want to use for testing purposes, and which need to be thrown away. Now, how's this going to go? Well, we're just going to go through them one by one, see which is any good, and we'll probably test play a few of them on this machine over here, my RCA MTR 118, because it's auto reverse. And you might notice some weird editing going on. That's just to avoid copyright. I'm also trying out my Osmo Action 3 for the first time, so there's going to be a dual camera thing going on today. So yeah, we're going to go through these tapes, see which are any good, see what I got, because I even don't know what I got here. And yeah, that's what's going to happen. So before we get into this, I just want to give you a couple updates on a couple of these project decks up here. This machine is 100% now. I'm going no further with it. On the last video I did of this unit, I said I would do a motor rebuild if there was ever any interest. And it didn't seem like there was, so I went ahead and did a motor rebuild off camera. She's running dead quiet now, but the wow and flutter is still out of control on this, and I don't know why anymore. But all I can figure is that the capstan bearing is going out or something like that, because I just can't get it any better on this machine. And this was my best two-head deck until very recently. You'll notice that my 1,000 subscribers special. I can't talk today. You'll notice my 1,000 subscriber special tape deck is no longer up here, being covered by a piece of styrofoam. That's because I have already finished that video. And you guys are going to have to wait till I hit 1,000 subscribers to see it, but that unit is now my best two-head deck, by far. Heck, it might even be better than this three-head deck up here. It's a very special unit, so if you guys want to see that, you got to help me get to 1,000 subscribers, do the like, share, subscribe thing. You know how YouTube works. Anyhow, I've also done a service on this. You might remember in my Wow and Flutter video that this was running 7 times what the spec is. And I found out why a couple days ago. Basically, I didn't do a full service job on this. I didn't quite get all the old belt goo out of this. There was some that was wrapped around the capstan motor bearing and all the way down inside the motor. So I had to do a motor service on this guy too. But the upshot is, this thing is no longer running out of spec. This thing is running darn near what the carver can provide. So yeah, this one's happy now. So I don't know if my 1,000 subscriber special deck is running any lower than this for Wow and Flutter, but I'm very happy that they're all doing so well. So how's about we get into this video? And I think the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to do 25 minutes at a pop for each of these videos, just so I'm not doing too many of them. I'll air these videos every Wednesday, or I'll try to do these videos every Wednesday, because that's my non-standard day for doing this kind of thing. So let's begin with Mr. Bob Dylan here. I'm not that big of a fan of Bob Dylan, I'll be honest with you, but I've never really given him a chance. There's probably some good stuff on here. I do respect him as a singer-songwriter. However, both of these have been covered with tape, so I don't know what is actually on here. Should we find out? I'm running the RCA through the home theater today, so we'll get all the audio quality we can get. So let's find out. What is on here? Well, there's music. Muffled music. So this tape is not in good shape. Is there anything on side 2, I wonder? It sounds like Bob Dylan. Side 2 is better than side 1, but I think I'll put this in the reject pile. So, next one. What do we have here? American Graffiti, it looks like. And this looks rough, I'll tell you what. And you're probably asking yourself, why is it such a big deal for me to have all these tapes? Well, it's because back in the 80s, I could not afford music like this. These things were 10, 15 bucks a pop back then. And I was a poor, broke preacher's kid. I could not afford anything. So, it actually means quite a lot to me that I was able to buy something like $2,000 worth of music for 135 bucks. So, what does this one sound like? That goes in the reject pile. That one's definitely got some playback problems. All right, next up. I'm Kenny Rogers, and this is the shopping cart trick. Actually, this one might be a decent tape. We got Lucille, Lady, The Gambler. Actually, I kind of hope this one's in good shape. Sounds all right, I gotta say. Yeah, we're gonna keep that one. It's going into the shoebox. All right, next up. Sonny James. I do not know who this is. And before anyone comments, I'm not too worried about destroying the RCA tape deck. It's got some headwear on it, so I'm primarily using it for auto reverse purposes today. But the heads on it aren't so far gone that they can't be used for this purpose. All right, Sonny James, what you got? No treble. So this tape might not be any good either. That one's borderline for me. We might use that one for cassette deck testing. And now that I'm looking at it a little closer in the light here, it seems like I might not know how to do my own job here. Seems like we might have some condition issues with the actual tape inside this unit. So I'll probably put that in the reject pile. That didn't really sound like my kind of music. All right, next up. Johnny Mathis sings the music of Bacharach and Kaempfert. Again, not my kind of music really, but who knows? What's the tape look like? Not too bad. That's in decent shape. You know what? I'm going to put that in the shoebox. All right. Real life, Down Comes the Hammer. I do not know what this is. I do know it's properly rewound, so I'm going to fast forward a bit. Whoa. Reject pile. Distortion City. That was not recorded well. And now that I'm looking at it, it's been recorded to. In the past, there's tape residue on top of the record knockouts. Yeah, so that one's junk. Next one. Merry Christmas from Sesame Street. Hello, childhood, right there. What do we got on here? Sesame Street Christmas Overture. Just the usual Christmas standards. Cool. Looks like it's all the way on one side, so I'll rewind it here. Okay, that one's not so good. The recording has suffered on that one. So that one goes in the reject pile. Next up, Jimmy Buffett. Another artist I haven't really paid too much attention to in the past, so hopefully I like what I hear. Oh, that's in good shape, that one. Shoebox. Next up, a mystery cassette. What could we possibly have on this? Well, the label's missing from both sides, so your guess is as good as mine. All right, we'll throw it in the player and see what we got. Does not ring a bell.
Chance to win dinner for two. No purchase necessary. Murphy's Pub and Licensed Liquor Store, top of Dragon Lake Hill.
Okay, someone's recorded to this on a deck that needed some serious service, I'll tell you what. Because this machine is in flawless working order. Aside from a little head wear. So yeah, somebody's recorded on this.
What do you get when you take caffeine and add Will Ferrell? Well, you get kicking and screaming.
With a lot of wow and flutter. So that goes in the reject pile. We'll use that for testing future tape decks. Now, next up, another mystery cassette. This one's got recording tabs, so it was a former blank. So anything could be on this. Let's find out. That might be interesting to explore later. I think we'll throw that one in the shoebox. Next up, Fats Domino. I like him. I hope that's what's actually on here. It sounds good. It sounds like Fats Domino, so it's going in the shoebox. Next up, Dancing in the Street. Interesting. Is it Bowie? Is it the Rolling Stones? What the heck is on here? Let's find out, shall we? Not exactly sure. I do know it's poorly recorded and in bad shape, so. Oh, and we've even got the little felt pad coming off this one. I could fix that, but not for this tape. Actually, you know what? The felt pad is probably why it sounds the way it does. Even so, I'm going to toss it in the junk bag here. Next up, CFGM Country. Interesting. I'm not a country guy, so this will probably immediately go into the reject pile. It looks like it's in decent shape. That one's... I'll keep that one. My sister might like it. All right, next up. The very best of Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty. Again, not a fan, really. Is it any kind of decent shape? I'll throw it in the shoebox. Can give that one to my sister too, maybe. Next up, Tracy Bird's No Ordinary Man. And I listened to this actually back in the day, back in the early 90s when I was going through my country phase, which didn't really last very long. I've actually got the CD of this. So this does not need to work at all. Yeah, I think there's only maybe one song I like on this. Lifestyles of the Not So Rich and Famous. Because that was basically my anthem during the 90s while I was on welfare. It's there and it's in good shape. I'll keep it for my sister too, if she wants it. I don't know if she will. Okay, now we got some good stuff. The Who. This is a band I have failed entirely to give appreciation to over the years. So if this plays well, it's instantly going in the keep it pile. Sadly, no. Reject pile for that one. It is not in good shape. All right, next up. Ian Tyson. Nice Alberta kid, I guess. I'm not really sure. Again, not much of a country guy. The RCA's putting in some work today, I'll tell you what. Yeah, that's good enough for that one. Save that one for my sister. Next up, Charlie Daniels Band. The devil went down to Georgia, did he? I've never been to Georgia, but my aunt lives there. What have we got here?
Now you played pretty good fiddle, boy, but give the devil his due.
That one's in good shape. We'll keep that one. All right. Next, we are almost 20 minutes in, and I've still only gone through one row in this double row box. It's ridiculous. Oh, Jeff Healey Band. If you don't know about him, and if you have heard about Roadhouse, well, that's Jeff Healey. He was the bar band guy in that movie. Very talented guy. Gone way too soon. That one sounded all right, so it's going in the keep it pile. I've got tapes falling over in there. Next up, Leona Boyd. That's a country sounding name to me. Christmas album. Seems like it's got all the treble. And we'll keep it. I'm not into Christmas music that much, but we'll keep it. Okay, I'm going to try and get through another sleeve here before we start the next video. So, what's next? Melissa Etheridge. Never really been too keen on her. She's talented, but this just never clicked with me, her music. And we got another one I gotta fast forward to listen to. That one's in great shape. We'll keep it. Maybe I need to give Melissa another shot, is all. Oh, now we got a special one. Gordon Lightfoot. If there was ever an artist I failed to appreciate enough while he was around, it's this one, for sure. I'm very happy to have this. I might listen to this tonight if it sounds good. So let's see if it sounds good. Yeah, that's definitely a keeper. And I hope to add to that one as time goes by. Uh-oh. You want to know what's next? Celine. I used to like her a lot until that Titanic song came along and drove me absolutely bonkers back in the day. I was going through about the worst time in my life back in 1996, and along comes this song to make me even more depressed. But she is a good singer, and that is in good shape, so maybe I'll give her another shot. I loved her back in the days of Where Does My Heart Beat Now, and before she got big, when she was still French-Canadian. But yeah, these days, not so big a fan. All right, we got Bob Dylan again. I hope this one's in better shape than the last one, because it's got Mr. Tambourine Man on it. I do know that song. I do know it's a good song. Yeah, that one works for me. Finally get a Bob Dylan that's a keeper. Next up, John Cougar. Is this a cassette single? There doesn't seem to be much on it. Oh, who cares? It's got Jack and Diane on it. Back in the day when I used to go to Decibels and Swift Current to look at all the tape decks I couldn't afford, and I used to obsess over all the tape decks and stuff, they played this constantly. So, a lot of memories here for me on this one. This one's definitely going to be in the keeper pile. I'm just going to trust that that one's good on both sides and keep it. All right, next up. Swing Kids. Oh boy. I don't think I'm going to like this one. I'm just telling you right now. Definitely got some condition issues on this one. It's not playing real well unless one of these tapes has gummed up the heads on my RCA. Tell you what, after I stop this video and start recording the next one, I will go ahead and clean the RCA in between there just so we can make sure it's in good shape for the next video. All right, next up, Counting Crows. It's the one with Round Here on it. I didn't like these guys back in the 90s. I didn't like them at all. So, let me wind the tape here and we'll see what plays. It's not sounding so good, I'll tell you what. I don't know. Do I really want to keep this? I suppose I can keep it. I don't know. I probably will not end up keeping it permanently, but... Alright, next one. Your Hit Parade 1946. Sounds like something my parents would like. I don't like a lot of stuff from back then.
Master of none, and is in our baby days.
It sounds decent. I'll put it in the keeper box. I can tell I'm making a mess in there. Next up, the one and only Garth Brooks. And I love me some Garth Brooks. Even though I'm not a country guy anymore, Garth Brooks just stands out. You gotta love Garth Brooks. If only because I'm from Oklahoma. And so's he. Alright, that's in the keeper pile for sure. Next up. Get ready for this one, guys. Aquarium. My sister bought this tape back in the day. There's a few good songs on it, but at least I think so. But yeah, Aqua is not for everybody. So how does this one sound? Terrible. Is it playing backwards? It sounds like it is. That's odd. That's really odd. Did someone... Oh, I see the problem. This tape has been damaged big time. Look at that. So I'm guessing... Well, maybe not. This thing is all kinds of screwed up. Let me wind you another section and we'll see if it's just that section or something. Something is all kinds of jacked up with that tape. So I'm going to throw it in the reject pile. Because we know my machine's working fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Anyhow, next up, George Strait. More country that I don't really care about. And it's between tracks. It sounds all right. Keep that one for my sister. All right, next up, George Thorogood. Don't know much about him, actually. Damaged, reject. Next up, Red Ryder. And it's the one with Lunatic Fringe on it. Oh boy, this one's kind of mangled. This is not going to play well, which is too bad because Red Ryder's good. Yeah, I can hear the RCA having trouble winding this one. Sadly, that one goes in the reject pile. And I really like Red Ryder. Too bad. All right, George Jones now. Again, not a big fan because this is country, but whatever. I know people who do like country. Maybe they can have it. And at some point, I'm going to have to start getting rid of some of these tape decks I've got collected here to make room for better tape decks, so maybe one of those people will get one of those machines. Okay, next up, Everly Brothers. Not a big fan. Not really. But let's see how it sounds. It's in decent shape. We'll keep it. 30 minutes. We're already going over the time I planned for the first video on this series. Oh well. Jethro Tull. This is another band I haven't appreciated quite enough, really. So let's see what we got here. I got a rewind on this one. It's winding well, so there's no tape damage. Or so I thought. It's really muffled on the other side there. So I'm just taking another look at... Oh, yeah, we got a missing felt pad. There is exactly one machine in my whole collection that can play this tape, and it's the Carver. And the Carver's not going to see it. Now, let me just pause for a minute. I'll put that down, and I got to check and see if the felt pad came off inside the machine. And no, it did not. So, that will go in the box, because I think we can save that one with a new felt pad. Next up, Patsy Cline and Jim Reeves. Not a fan. And I need to be checking a little more carefully the condition of the felt pad before I start playing some of these, because I don't really want to open up the RCA right now. It's a very close cousin to that Sansui I showed you earlier. That one's in the keep it pile. I'll give that one away though. All right, the Dirt Band. Don't know about them. I do know the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, but this isn't them. Tape inside looks okay. I'm going to put this one in the keep it pile, and I'll tell you why. This seems like it might be a rare tape. And if I'm playtesting a cassette deck, I need stuff that won't trigger copyright, so that one might do the job. I don't know. Depends on what that band is all about. And I'm pulling out yet another one with the record tabs intact and no label. So heaven knows what's on this one. I'm going to find out, I'll tell you what. Oh, I know this song. What is it? I was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. Human League. We've got somebody's old mixtape here. It's incredibly muffled. Felt pad is on there, so this is not in good shape. Do I want to keep it, though? Certainly I don't want to run it through my good machines. The RCA can handle that one. So I'm going to put that in the keep it pile just for the heck of it. All right, next up, we've got a K-Tel Various Artists one. Looks like there's some good stuff on it. Hall & Oates, Air Supply. I'm more of a Hall & Oates guy than an Air Supply guy, I'll tell you what. Kim Carnes is okay. Anne Marie's a legend. Peaches and Herb, Ray Goodman and Brown, Cool and the Gang. I like them. Natalie Cole, Dionne Warwick. I like her too. Dr. Hook. More Dirt Band. Maybe that other tape isn't so rare. We'll find out. That one's in great shape, so we'll keep it. All right, one more, and then we'll move on to another video, I guess, which will come out next Wednesday. I hope. Going to start recording it right after this one. So the last tape of the day is Marlboro Country Music Volume 2. All right. Probably not going to like this one. All My Rowdy Friends Are Coming Over Tonight. I know that song. What kind of shape's it in? That one's in great shape. Could even hear it hitting the tapped horns a little bit there. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. Join me next time when I go through the second half of the top part of this box. See you next time.